Okay, greetings everyone, and welcome to Gerard Black in the Philippines with the Truth. I want to thank you for stopping by my channel. I want to thank all my subscribers, all my future subscribers, all my supporters, all my scallywags, all my triggers, peaches, lovers, commenters, each and every one of you. I want to welcome you to my channel and thank you for stopping by. Um, you know, um, there's been times in my life when I really been blessed. You know, when things happen by no fault of my own. I remember once I had a gun put in my mouth, and I was told to run off this block, and I said, "No, shoot me," because I didn't want to go home and tell Diana and the kids that I spent the rent money again. It was just easy for you to kill me, but you didn't, so I'm grateful. Let me see. There were times um, uh, when I was walking around in Bayshore with one shoe that didn't have a sole on it. And every time I picked up my shoe, it flopped, because the sole was like that. And I walked across these railroad tracks, and I looked down the tracks, and I saw a pair of sneakers. And I went, and I put them on, and they fit. All I can say was, thank you, Jesus. You know. There have been a number of times in my life when I was saved just in the nick of time. Let me see what other. There was a time when I owed these drug dealers money, and the way they thought for me to repay them back was to kill someone. So they gave me a gun, a 25. I was supposed to shoot this guy that came into the building, and they wanted him killed because this was the stash house where they had all the weapons at in Brooklyn. So they wanted me to shoot him because he was going with his sister and he didn't like that or whatever. So they wanted me to do away with it. At that time, they were giving me moving too fast. I wanted more. And they said, no, wait till afterwards. So I said, okay. So they gave me the 25 and I'm sitting on the steps. It's like a project. When they come in, they go upstairs. And I'm sitting there like this and I'm waiting for him to come in because they know he's coming in. And I fell asleep. When I woke up, the guy was kicking me, wake up, wake up, wake up. I said, yeah, what? By that time, there was the lady monitor in the hallway, and he said, you fell asleep. I said, you see, you didn't give me enough, so I didn't do the assassination. Driving out of Brooklyn, they said, just shoot out the window, just shoot. I said, no, I'm not going to do no drive-by. I'm not about that. So it was a time, again, by no fault of my own, that I was saved from doing that act. There were times in the Philippines here when I've been driving and, I may have a flat tire or something, and lo and behold, the fix-it guy is right there within walking distance. There was one time when I was driving the Jeep and I just took this girl to lunch and I'm driving back, and you remember the red Jeep I had, it ran out of gas, which I didn't know it ran out of gas, it just stopped. The girl said, you're out of gas. I was like, damn, how do you know? How many cars have you been in there running out of gas? But lo and behold, it died somewhere, and it was this metal thing sticking out of the ground. And it just so happens that the guy was coming around from the resort to turn the gas on or something like that, and we said, well, we run out of gas. And he said, okay, I'll help you. And he had a tank. He went and got a gas can, we got gas and put in the vehicle. Now, we were miles away from the gas station or whatever, but again, by no fault of my own, rescue came, and I was blessed. The reason I'm telling you about these blessings is because because I told you I have 3,000 pesos that I had to wait, for the first of the month, because I'm getting very, very low, And yesterday we went to Valencia, and on Sunday that's when they had the market or whatever. So Mia had decided that she wanted to get some vegetables, so I said okay. So I gave her one of the 3,000s, and of course she spent the thousand and got her vegetables. Now, a sister was there, two sisters was there, her, so I bought them lunch. So that was the other thousand I gave them, and how that went. And then, coming back, I forgot. Oh yeah, we stopped and we got fish, or something. No, not fish, but when we did something. So the 3,000 was gone, was no more, and I got 5 days left in the first of the month. And so now I know I have to call someone in New York because I have a phone bill on T-Mobile that comes in. I divide my payments, and on the 26th, the payment request is going to hit the bank, and I know they have the money in there. It was only like $50 or something like that, but I already had it in my mind who I was going to tap for the $50 to put into my bank. Because it's hard to put money onto an account in the U.S. and what have you. So just for the life of me, uh, I called the bank to check and see how much money was in my account. And so when they said it was 100 and something dollars, I said, "Who deposited that?" I said, "You got a check from YouTube." I said, "Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Again, to the rescue. By no fault of my own. I got paid for YouTube, and that's going to cover my payment on the 26th. So you see, life is good. I always said I had angels around me, and sometimes even claimed that I'm an angel walking the earth. But I am constantly being, uh, given blessings in my day-to-day life, and couldn't make me more happier to know that thanks to you, it's been thanks to you for subscribing, for checking out my videos, that I was able to get this $100 to pay my phone bill. So thank each and every one of you who have subscribed, each and every one of you that has viewed, each and every one of you who are checking out your boy, and I really appreciate that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for helping me pay my phone bill. Okay, now also I want to talk about uh, all the congratulatory comments I'm getting about having a baby. I mean, from virtually all over the world. In Japan, in London, the people I know who tells me congratulations, Gerard, and stuff like this or what have you. And I am so touched, so touched. And even on my YouTube channel, a lot of you are saying, congratulations to me, for having a child. Now, a lot of you may not know, I came to the Philippines here to have a child because I wanted to have another child. When I got out of prison, I didn't want to rush off and have a baby right away because I felt that there was enough children in the world who needed help and needed guidance, and that's what prompted me in getting involved in youth organizations where I could be a mentor, where I could be around kids and hopefully give them some things and avoid the pitfalls that I fell into, you know, uh, um, as a guidance, So anyway, my coming to the Philippines was another reason was for my having a child. Now I have two daughters. Story time. I have two daughters, and the mother who came to me and wanted me to teach her how to be a street entertainer, and I did the best I could, and ultimately she became pregnant, not knowing who the father was. You know, uh, I was I was in San Francisco, moving to LA, and I told her I had another girl. I said, look, and I told her that both of you can come, neither one of you can come, or I said, Diana, you can come. I said, you're pregnant. I treat that baby like it's mine. because we really didn't know who the father was, because we knew about three other people who she had sex with, even through her short prostitution career, or what have you, So when the baby came out, I it came out white. And she said, "This your baby?" I said, "No, this is not my baby. This is not my baby. This baby, this is not. This baby look like he's straight out from the Caucasoid Mountains. This is not my baby." And and so she said, "Yes, this look." And so I looked off my top of my glasses and I looked at the baby and I stared at it and I stared at it, and that's when I saw my mother's lips. That's when I saw my mother's cheekbones. That's when I saw my mother's forehead. And I said, "Okay, Diana, I'm going to claim this baby." I said, "But if God chose you to be the mother of my kids, I want two. I don't want a single child. I want two. And you're going to get pregnant again." She said, "No, no, no." I said, "Yes." And I got her pregnant again. So I ended up having two children. You know, at this time, you know, when I was in LA, I started getting into being a pharmacist, moving too fast. I wasn't moving too fast, I was a pharmacist. And so I was getting involved in illegal activity at that time. So to make a long story short, Diana was like about 8 months pregnant, and I got raided. I couldn't keep the riffraff from coming to my house. I thought I put people in front who would sell for me, but eventually I did a buy and what have you. So they locked her up. They didn't have me because I was up at Billy Preston's ranch. And so I had a quarter ounce and I left it there. Big mistake, you know. And I called the police, the detective. He said, "Well, Gerard," he says, "why don't you come down and turn yourself in and we'll talk about letting her go." So I said, "Okay." So I went and turned myself in. They locked me up, kept me locked up, and they processed both of us. I remember getting off the bus. I see a chain and her being 9 months pregnant. I think, "Oh God, don't let my baby be born in jail," you know. But they only kept us in there a weekend and then let us go. They found my scales and my notes on my pad, what I was selling and what I was doing, which is a big mistake. I never keep records. So anyway, while we were locked up, Diana's brother-in-law came, and then Jeff came to our house, and he was supposed to, help manage things and take care of money or whatever. And when we got out, the money was gone. He didn't lock our apartment. Our apartment was still open. And come to find out, the girl downstairs sunk her hooks into him, and those two were having an affair for the whole time while he was there. And so when I finished, I said, "Okay, I would try it," because I said I wouldn't try freebasing while I was dealing. I said when I finished, because I set a goal for 5,000, I got close to it or whatever, but I decided to try it, and that's when I got sprung. I told you about that. So my using now had taken on a whole different, whole different thing, and I was spending the money, like this. I couldn't keep it. I was robbing Colombians. I did the whole spiel. But anyway, LA Diana was from Oregon, so Oregon had. So we decided that we will move to Oregon to her mother's house, and we did. We loaded everything and moved to Oregon. Now I met her mother because her mother would come visit us in LA, and I'd take her around, show her LA, and she had a good time, and she really loved me. Her mother was a social worker, so she knew the thing about being around people or who were having social issues. And so what happened was that um, uh, I ended up leaving Oregon. I got on probation and whatever. I did a year going to the programs and all that stuff, and then when I had my 1 year, whole year watching people get 1 year, 6 months, and 9 month medallions, and it was my turn. Because I was coming there, the first to come and the last to leave, setting up chairs, making coffee, doing everything that was required for you to do, according to the program. And, I had two sponsors. I had one I can call during the day. I had one I can call at 2 in the night if I needed to talk to someone. So my program was very much working very well until I had my 1 year anniversary. So I said, oh, yeah, great. This is my year, 1 year, drug free. In fact, I'll tell you another story within a story. Some reporters came to me and wanted me to do a segment about crack cocaine. So I rocked some for him. I smoked it. I had a beard, a mustache, and a Phillies hat. And I called myself Ronald because I named after President Ronald Reagan. So this way I could always remember what time it was to do it. So anyway, so I did this video thing for them. So, I'm a top, and this is my day, and I'm starting to share. And someone said, "Shut up! We don't want to hear this." I said, "Wow." Is this really happening? This is my day. This is my 1 year anniversary. How can you be so mean? To want to, ruin my day. This is what we all here for 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years anniversary, and you're gonna shit on mines like that. So I was hurt. So I went to another meeting that I've been going, because most of the time you go to multiple meetings. So I went to this other meeting, and virtually the same thing happened. I got the impression, they said, "Oh, we don't want to hear, like this." I said, "Wow, you're supposed to be happy for me." So right then I said, "You know what? You're all a bunch of shit." I said, "You're all liars. I don't need you. I don't need anything to do with you, man." I said, "This is my day, and look what you did to my day. You ruined my day. You're all hypocrites." So I said, I'll do this on my own. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here and do a part 2. I'll be right back.
Sige, sir, last.
Go.
Hi, welcome to the restaurant. Please watch Gerard Vlog into Philippines with the truth. Please click the bell, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you, and I'm single.